So that's a Bahirmukh Jan. So Bahirmukh Jan, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also, there are some shlokas like Krishna Bahirmukha Hana Bhog Vancha Kare Nikatastha Maya Tare Jhapatiya Dare. So when person gets Bahirmukh from Lord Krishna, away from Lord Krishna, that means he turns his face away from Krishna. Then what happens? When he turns his face away from Krishna, then Nikatastha Maya, the Maya Devi is standing right there. He pulls your leg and he slaps you right away. So that's what happens. Somebody turns away from Krishna and he develops desire to enjoy himself separately from Krishna. So enjoyment is not bad. People can enjoy with Krishna in all the activity of Krishna, like we dance in, or we chant his name, or we dance in the kirtan. So this kind of things, we can enjoy. We can enjoy Krishna prasadam. So all these things we can enjoy, but not separately from Krishna. With Krishna, we can enjoy everything. And so once we have desire to enjoy separately from Krishna, then Krishna actually immediately we become servant of Maya. And once we become servant of Maya, we cannot actually become servant of Krishna, because we are not able at that point, when we are serving Maya Devi, at the same time we cannot serve Krishna, because Krishna gets angry with you. So in the Madhya Lila there is another shloka, Krishna Bhuli Sei Jiva Anadir Bahirmukha Ateva Maya Tare Deya Sansar Duk. So Maya Devi actually gives all the Sansar Duk, all the miseries of this material world, because we are away from Krishna. So once we try to come closer to Krishna, then Krishna will really give us his mercy. Otherwise, we don't get Krishna's mercy. So Krishna Bhuli, once we forget about Krishna, and we are doing the same thing for Anadir Bahirmukh, Anadikar, for long, many millions of lifetime, we have forgotten Krishna. That's why we are suffering in this material world. So all these material miseries comes upon us because we are away from Krishna. Once we turn towards Krishna, take shelter of his lotus feet, in that condition, Krishna will give us bestow his mercy on us, and at that time we will not have any trouble. So in the purport Prabhupada is writing, when one's heart is not cleansed, one cannot awaken the transcendental nature of devotional service, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita 7:20, Esham Tvantagatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dvanda Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Dradavrata. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life also, previous life and this life, whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. Say Bhagavad Gita 7:28. So in Bhagavad Gita, actually, we see that here Prabhupada is writing in the purport that people who are eligible for the transcendental position, who can elevate to the transcendental position, Prabhupada is saying that, and he's saying that people who are sinful, or who is atheistic, or who is foolish, or who is deceitful, those kind of persons actually cannot be elevated to the transcendental position. Only because it is very difficult for them, because they are away from Krishna, because they have so many dualities in their life. So those persons, but here they are saying Esham Tvantagatam Papam, those who are acted piously in this life and also in the many previous lives. So they have conquered sinful reactions. Actually, their reactions are completely clean. Those persons only can actually take part. For them, it's possible in Krishna consciousness. And those people who are associating with pure devotees, so those people actually can elevate to the transcendental position. Otherwise, it's very hard, because Krishna doesn't bestow his mercy on those people, who are sinful and who are atheistic, or who who is foolish or who has so much dualities. And those kind of people cannot become elevated devotees. Actually, they will live at the same position or go down, they fall down. So this is Krishna's. So when one actually engages in pure devotional service, it is understood that he has already attained freedom from all reactions to fulfilling activities. So somebody is devotee, that means he cannot be an elevated devotee unless his all sinful reactions are washed away. So when we see somebody, who is pure devotee, that means he has done a lot of austerities and he is free from all these sins from in this life and all the previous lives. A sinful person, also known as Duskritina, Namam Duskritina Mura. So those Duskritis, miscreants, cannot engage in devotional service, nor can one engage in devotional service simply on the basis of scholarly speculation. So sometimes people may be very scholarly, talking big things, but they are not pure in the heart. So they cannot make any devotees that way. And so scholarly speculation is not that important because many people can do that, but one has to wait for the mercy of Lord, because those scholarly people will not get the proper knowledge, because they can have the Sanskrit knowledge or they can recite the verses very nicely, but those people actually cannot have the pure bhakti in their heart, because Krishna will not bless them with the bhakti. Krishna blesses bhakti to only those people, who are pure by heart. And so they have to wait for Krishna's mercy of the Lord in order to render devotional service. So all our bhakti, actually rendering devotional service, depends on the mercy of Krishna. So unless we have mercy of Krishna, it's very hard to get mercy of Krishna. Verse 93, please.
ইষ্ঠগোষ্ঠী বিচার করি না করিহ রোষ শাস্ত্র দৃষ্টে কহি কিছু না লইও দোষ.
Bhattacharya said, we are just having a discussion among friends and considering the points described in the scripture. Do not become angry. I am simply speaking on the strength of the Shastras. Please do not take any offense. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was telling to his brother-in-law that please don't get angry, because we are just discussing among our friends here, not like making any big statement or anything, and we are considering the points what are written in the scriptures. So that's why he's saying that please do not get angry, and I'm only whatever is written in the Shastra, that's what I'm saying. But he's not understanding the Shastra, that was the problem. And he's taking, please don't take this offense seriously, I'm just telling you the points written in the Shastras. But problem was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at that time, that he was Mayavadi and he was not taking the proper conclusions from the Shastra. Verse number 94, please.
মহাভাগবত হয় চৈতন্য গোসাই এই কলিকালে বিষ্ণুর অবতার নাই.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is certainly a great, uncommon devotee, but we cannot accept him as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, because according to the Shastra, there is no incarnation in this age of Kali. So he is saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certainly, but Bhattacharya is saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is certainly a great, very uncommon devotee. He's a pure devotee actually, but we cannot accept, because it's nothing in the Shastra like that he is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, because according to Shastra, there is no incarnation in the age of Kali. So he's saying that in Kali, Krishna is called Triyugi. So he comes only in 3 yugas, which is written in Shastra. So that's what he was saying, that there is no incarnation, Lord Vishnu's incarnation in the Kali Yuga. That's what he's saying. So in the 95th verse, it is explained, these points are explained in more detail. So please read 95.
অতএব ত্রিযুগ করি কহি কি বিষ্ণু নাম, কলিযুগে অবতার নাহি শাস্ত্র জ্ঞান।
Another name of Lord Vishnu is Triyuga, because there is no incarnation of Lord Vishnu in Kali Yuga. Indeed, this is a verdict of revealed scriptures. So, in the purport, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, is known as Triyuga, which meant that he is manifest in the three yugas. However, this means that in the age of Kali, the Lord appears not directly but in disguise. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Also, it is written, the verse number is 7938. Itham rati Nartiya Jhasha Avatarera Lokana Vivayasi Hansi Jagat Pranipan Dharmam Mahapurusha Yugani Vrtam Channaha Kalo Yadabhava Istri Yugotha Satvam. My Lord, you kill all the enemies of this world in your various incarnations, in the families of man, animal, demigods, rishis, aquatics, and so on. So Krishna comes, takes incarnation among all these. Like he can become animal, like Simha, Narsimha avatar. Then he comes as a demigod. He comes as a rishi. He comes as a aquatic, like Matsya avatar. So he comes in different avatars. Thus, you illuminate the world with transcendental knowledge. But in the age of Kali, O Mahapurusha, you sometime appear in a covered incarnation. Therefore, you are known as Triyuga, one who appears in only three yugas. So, Lord appears in three yugas only. That is written in the Shastra. And what are the three yugas? It says that. Later on, we will read the shloka here. Let us see. Sridhar Swami has also verified that Lord Vishnu appears in the age of Kali, but he does not act as he does in other ages. Lord Vishnu's incarnation of the two purposes. He comes for Pavitranaya Sadhunam, and second purpose is Vinashaya Cha Dushkritam. That is, he comes to engage in the pastimes with his devotees and to annihilate the demons. And he mostly comes for engaging like pastimes with his devotees, because to annihilate to kill the demons, he can send somebody else, but actually he comes to Pavitranaya Sadhuna. That's his main purpose. That is, he comes to engage his pastimes with his devotees. These purposes are visible in the Satyuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. But in Kali Yuga, the Lord appears in disguise. He does not directly kill demons, and he gives protection to the faithful, because the Lord is not directly perceived in the Kali Yuga, but is directly known in the other three yugas. That his name is Three Yuga. That's why we say Lord in Three Yuga. So in the Satya Yuga, actually, Lord comes in the Hansa avatar, the white color. So actually, Krishna appears in white form. At that time, he has 4 arms, and he comes as he is dressed in the form of brahmachari. He is known as Hansa because he gives only the cream of all the knowledge. Like a Hansa, he drinks only the water. He takes away water and drinks only the pure milk. That's why he's known as Hansa avatar. So it is. And he does the practice of meditation, because it was the dharma in the Satyuga. In Satyuga, main dharma was the meditation for thousands and thousands of years. So, and the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu comes in also other avatars, as Dharma avatar, Yogeshwara avatar. These different incarnations he takes in Satyuga. But in Treta Yuga, he comes in the Rakta avatar, red color. in red color was Krishna comes in the Yagya avatar, like he is the personified form of the Yagna. That's the red color. And that Yagna avatar was around when Lord Ramchandra appeared in around that time. He comes as a personified fire sacrifice, and he has the symbols of sacrificial tools like a spoon and ladle, those kind of things, and he's worshipped in Vedic scriptures. All the Vedic scriptures say about this Yagya avatar, the Lord. And in Dapar Yuga, as we all know, that he comes in the form of Ganasham. Ganasham color, dark blue complexion, like the freshly formed the clouds, like that, and like right before the rainfall. And Krishna wears the yellow garments, and he is marked by very specific symbols like Srivats, Austumani, and Vaijanti Mala. So these are the main things, mark of Lord Krishna particularly, and he's known as Vasudeva, son of Vasudeva, and worshipped in his deity form. So Krishna comes in, but in Kali Yuga, Krishna comes in the hidden avatar, also known as yellow. That's what we see Krishna. That's why when Gargamuni was there, then he was telling that he has come before in the three different form: red, white, red, and yellow. So yellow form, he comes in and there are so many shlokas which we are going to read later on about the golden, all the forms of Bhai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, or he was actually Lord Krishna himself, and he was accompanied by all his primary and secondary limbs, all his weapons, and he did all his devotees, and he did the perform Sankirtan Yagya. So these are the main things of this avatar. So 96, please now.
শুনিয়া আচার্য কহে দুঃখী হয়া মনে শাস্ত্রজ্ঞ করিয়া তুমি করো অভিমানে।
Upon hearing this, Gopinath Acharya became very unhappy. He said to the Bhattacharya, "You consider yourself the knower of all Vedic scriptures." So Gopinath Acharya could not hear that somebody doubt about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was pure soul, and he knew very well that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no one else but Krishna himself, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why he was feeling very unhappy when he was saying that he comes only in 3 avatars, and we cannot consider him as an incarnation of Vishnu. That's why he was getting mad. So next, please.
ভাগবত ভারত দুই শাস্ত্রের প্রধান, সেই দুই গ্রন্থ বাক্যে নাহি অবধান।
So Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata are the two most important Vedic scriptures, but you have paid no attention to their statements. So he's telling Gopinath Acharya, is saying that you have ignored completely the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata. These are the two important Vedic scriptures, and you are ignoring them, and you are not paying attention, and you are giving your own statement like that. So he was getting angry. Next verse, please.
সেই দুই কহে কলিতে সাক্ষাৎ অবতার, তুমি কহ কলিতে নাহি বিষ্ণুর প্রচার।
In Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, it is stated that Lord appears directly, but you say that in this age there is no manifestation or incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He said that in Bhagavatam there are so many shlokas, and Mahabharata also it is stated so clearly that Lord comes in this age, but you say that there is no manifestation or incarnation. So that's what he was getting angry. Next verse, 99.
কলিযুগে লীলাবতার না করে ভগবান, অতএব ত্রিযুগ করি কহি তার নাম।
In this age of Kali, there is no Lila avatar. of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he is known as Triyuga. That is one of his holy name. Triyuga is one of the holy name of the Lord, that he comes in 3 yugas. But in the Kali Yuga, actually, he comes in the hidden avatar, Channa avatar. In the purpose of Prabhupada writing, a Leela avatar is an incarnation of the Lord who performs a variety of activity without making any special endeavor. So Krishna, it's just like naturally he performs all the, without any endeavor, Krishna performs all the Leelas. So that's why these are known as Leela avatars. He always has one pastime after another. And these Leelas, like he comes as a Krishna, how many Leelas he performs one after other, one after other. So that's what he does. All full of transcendental pleasure. And these pastimes are fully controlled by the Supreme Person. The Supreme Person is totally independent of all others in these pastimes. While teaching Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu points out that one cannot count the number of Lila avatars. So Sanatana Goswami in the Madhya, it is a statement there in the Madhya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we cannot count how many Lila avatars are there. Lila avatara Krishner na yaya ganan, that means we cannot count them. Pradhan kariya kahi digdarshan. However, the Lord told Sanatan, I shall explain the chief Lila avatars. So he's saying that Lila avatar you cannot count, there are so many, but I'm going to tell you some main Lila avatars. Matsya, Kurma, Raghunatha, Narsimha, Vamana, Varahadi, Lekha Yar, Na Yaya Ganan. Thus the Lord's incarnation were enumerated, including Matsya, the fish incarnation, Kurma, the tortoise, Lord Ramachandra, Narsimha Dev, Vamana Dev, and Varaha, the boar incarnation. So Lord comes in each of the species and comes, to encourage his devotees. So thus there are innumerable Lila avatars full of these exhibit wonderful pastimes. Lord Varaha, the boar incarnation, lifted the entire planet Earth from the depth of Garbhodak ocean. So when Lord came in the Varaha avatar, he came from the nose of Lord Brahma. So people think, he's Brahmaji's son or something like that, but he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can come from anywhere. Actually, it doesn't matter. So, and he because at that time, Earth was down in the Garbhodak ocean. So he lifted it up, and at that time he killed Hiranyakashipu's brother. And then he brought the earth to his original position. He lifted the entire planet Earth from the depth of the Garbhodak ocean. When he was in tortoise, Kurma avatar, Lord Kurma became a pivot for the emulsification of whole sea. So when there was Samudra Manthan, churning of the sea, so at that time, Lord came as the Kurma avatar, and on that, that the Mandara mountain was actually rubbing his back, and he was feeling so good, the mountain was so big, but still, like he was feeling good about that, rubbing his back. And then when he comes in the Narsimha avatar, the Lord Narsimha appeared half lion and half man avatar. These are some of the wonderful and uncommon features of this Leela. So there are this kind of many Leela avatars. So Lord comes and performs so many Leela avatars. So in his book, Laghu Bhagavatam, Sri Rupa Goswami has enumerated the following 25 Leela avatars. So Sanatana, in Rupa Goswami in Laghu Bhagavatam book, he wrote that there are 25 incarnations of Leela avatars, like Chatushana, Chatushkumar, Narada, Varaha, Matsya, Yagna avatar, Narayan, Kapila, Dattatreya, Hayashishra or Hayagriva, Hamsa, Prashnigarbha, Rishabh, Prathu, Narsimha, Kurma, Dhanvantri, Mohini, Vamana, Parashuram, Raghavendra, or Lord Ramchandra, Vyasa, Balram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. So these 25 are Leela avatars of Krishna, which is described in Laghu Bhagavatamrita by Rupa Goswami. And sometimes we say Krishna comes in 10 avatars, Dasha avatar. So there are so many avatars, nobody can count them. And Krishna comes in different forms for some particular purpose. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not mentioned as Leela avatar because he is an incarnation in disguise, Channa avatar. In this age of Kali, there are no Leela avatars, but there is an incarnation of Lord of manifestation in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This has been explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many shlokas which says that Lord actually comes in the different avatars and takes different Leela avatar. In Kali Yuga also he comes. So what's number 100, please?
প্রতিযুগে করেন কৃষ্ণ যুগ অবতার তর্কনিষ্ঠ হৃদয় তোমার নাহিক বিচার
Gopinath Acharya continued, there is certainly an incarnation in every yuga, every age, and such an incarnation is called Yuga Avatar. But your heart has become so hardened by logic and arguments that you cannot consider all these facts. So Gopinath Acharya was saying that your heart is so hard, it's like a stone, like, so it cannot, because, and it is hardened by the logic and so many arguments, because Mayavadi does a lot of argument. They don't try to understand the real fact. So that's what happens. So he said that Lord actually comes in all yugas, like a yuga avatar. Every yuga, Krishna comes in different yuga avatars. So he say he comes, but you cannot understand it. So this is in Sanskrit now. 101. Asana varnastrayo yasya grahanato nu yugam tanuhu shuklo raktas tatha pita in idanim krishnatam gataha. In the past, your son has had bodies of 3 different colors according to the age. These colors were white, red, and yellow. In this age, Dwapara Yuga, he has accepted the blackish body. In the purport, this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:8-13, was spoken by Gargamuni when he was performing the rituals at Krishna's name-giving ceremony. He says that the incarnations of the Lord in other ages has been white, red, and yellow. The yellow color refers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose bodily complexion was yellowish. This confirms that in the past Kali Yugas, the Lord has incarnated in the body that was yellow in hue. It is understood that the Lord incarnates in different colors in different yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali, except in the colors yellow or Pita, as well as other characteristics. The Lord's incarnation is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the verdict of all Vedic authorities. So Gopinath Acharya is saying that Krishna comes in different yugas. In Satya Yuga, in the Satya Yuga, he comes in the Hansa avatar. In the Dwapar Yuga, he comes in the red color, like Yagya avatar. In the Dwapara, he comes in as Lord Krishna in the dark blue color, and in the Kali Yuga, he comes as a pith yellow color. So as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he says that you can see the verdict of all the Vedic scriptures, what they say, that he comes in different forms. This is also Sanskrit. Now next verse 102. Iti Dwapar Urvisha Vrishas Tuvantu Jagadishwaram Nana Tantra Vidhanena Kalavapi Tatha Shrunu. in the age of Kali, as well as in Dwapar Yuga, the people offers prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by various mantras and observe the regulatory principles of the supplementary Vedic literature. Now, please hear of this from me. So he is saying that in the Kali Yuga and in the Dwapar Yuga also, people offer so many prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by various mantras, and they observe the regulatory principles of what is given in the Vedic literatures. They all follow these things. So this verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.31. 100. So now from 103, 104, he's trying to say, Gopinath Acharya is saying to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, few shlokas from the Shastra, that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is very famous verse in the purport. It is said in the 103, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangashtra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtanay Praya Yajanti Hi Sumedasaha. So he is saying that in this age of Kali, those who are intelligent, they perform the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appears in this age, always describe the glories of Krishna. That incarnation is yellowish in hue and is always associated with his plenary expansion, such as Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and personal expansions such as Gadadhar, and as well as the devotees and associates such as Swarup Damodar, and so many other of the devotees, who were at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, explained by Sri Jiva Goswami in his Krama Sandarbha, is quoted by Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur in regard to explanation of Adi Leela, 3rd chapter, verse 5.1. So this is also in Krama Sandarbha written by Jiva Goswami, this verse. So this verse is very important because in this yuga, the Krishna comes in different in the yellow form, and he comes with all his devotees to perform his pastime. So Krishna Varnam means there are different things, different meanings. Krishna Varnam also means that one who constantly chants Krishna's name. And also, it says Krishna Varna means someone belongs to category of color of Lord of Krishna. Category of Krishna, or in other words, is Krishna himself. Who is the category of Krishna? Krishna himself, actually. And also it means that for one who takes the name of Lords continuously, that's also Krishna Varna. And they say Tvesha Akrishna. So Akrishna means, he doesn't have the Krishna's color. Bodily complexion is not black, but he is in different color. Like Krishna came in the form of Radha Rani's color, malted golden color. So golden like yellow complexion. Also, Shanga Pangshadra Prashadam, that means he's always accompanied by his associates, like so many associates of Lord, like Nityananda, Advaitacharya, and Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas Acharya, Haridas Thakur. There are so many of the associates of Lord, and they were participating in the Sankirtan movement with Lord, with all the instruments. In other incarnation, Lord sometimes made his weapons, because Krishna comes, and he kills his devotees, and he has so many different weapons to kill them. But in this Kali Yuga, when he comes in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is most merciful incarnation, and he doesn't kill the demons. Actually, he kills the demoniac tendency. So this is very special avatar as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He doesn't kill the person, but he kills the demonic mentality of the person, so they can become pure devotees, and he can distribute the pure love of Godhead. So, and he opened the marketplace. So we all can take advantage of that, and we can actually participate in this Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, next verse is 103. No, I think 104 now. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varangash Chandanagdi Sannyasa Kracham Santo Nishta Shanti Parayana. The Lord in the incarnation of Gaur Chandra has golden complexion. Indeed, his entire body, which is very nicely constituted, is like molten gold, and sandalwood pulp is smeared all over his body. He will take fourth order of spiritual life, that is sannyas, and will be very self-controlled. He will be distinguished from Mayavadi sannyasis in that he will be fixed in devotional service and will spread the Sankirtan movement. So this verse is taken from Mahabharata. And here it shows, how Chaitanya, in the Mahabharata, that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come in the golden complexion. So Suvarna means golden complexion. Suvarna Varna, he has complexion like gold. And Hemanga means he has appearance of molten gold. And Varnang means he is exclusively beautiful. And Chandanagni means his body is smeared with chandan or sandalwood pulp. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's qualities and activities are also described here, that how he will act, he will be having sannyas with, he will accept the renounced order of sannyas, the fourth order, brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. So he will take, and he took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we know, he took sannyas at age of 24 from Keshav Bharati. So, and he is sama means he is equal. He doesn't have any duality. He is fully sense controlled, and he is equiposed to everyone. And he is Shanta. Shanta means he is completely peaceful. And he has Nishta. Nishta is rigid. Nishta means he is one who is rigidly fixed in the devotional service, in the chanting of the holy name. And his Shanti Parayanam. Shanti means peace. So he is the highest abode of devotion and the peace. So let us go to next verse now, 105.
তোমার আগে এত কথার নাহি প্রয়োজন, উষর ভূমিতে যেন বীজের রোপণ।
Gopinath Acharya then said, there is no need to quote so much evidence from the Shastras, for you are a very dry speculator. There is no need to sow the seed in barren land. So Gopinath Acharya is saying to Sarvam Bhattacharya that there is no need to quote more verses, because you are a dry speculator. You don't believe in this, the Shastras. You just speculate. And that's why I don't see that there is any need to sow the seed in the barren land, because if we put the seeds in the barren land, and even we give water, it's not going to grow, because it's like so sandy and everything. So this kind of barren land which cannot produce. So Bhakti Lata beach will not grow in that unless one is fully devoted to Krishna, completely take shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. Then only Krishna will give his mercy. So one has to get the mercy of the pure devotees and Krishna himself. Then he will know the knowledge. Krishna gives the knowledge. then only we can understand. Otherwise, we will not understand what Krishna. So here Gopinath Acharya is saying that there is no need for me to tell you any more further explanation, because I already told you the main points, what is the essence of Shastras, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He comes in Kali Yuga also. Next verse, please.
তোমার উপরে তার কৃপা যবে হবে এসব সিদ্ধান্ত তবে তুমি কহিবে।
When the Lord will be pleased with you, you will also understand his conclusions and will quote from the Shastra. So he's saying that, Lord, if you do pure bhakti, then Lord will be pleased with you, and then he will give you the knowledge and understanding. And with that understanding, which comes by the blessings of the Lord, then only you will understand the conclusions of the Shastras. And then you will quote from the Shastras and you will understand. So this is the proper way, actually. We have to take shelter of a proper spiritual master and take shelter of his lotus feet. And then by his mercy and by under his instructions, if we read the Shastra, then we will understand those. Because otherwise, if we just have try to get the knowledge just by reading without taking shelter of Krishna and the spiritual master, then we cannot understand the Shastra at all. Next verse, please.
তোমার যে শিষ্য কহে কুর্তক নানাবাদ ইহার নাকি দোষ এই মায়ার প্রসাদ।
These false arguments and philosophical word jugglery of your disciples are not fault of theirs. They have simply received the benediction of Mayavad philosophy. So his disciples were all Mayavadis, actually, because Sarvam Bhattacharya was teaching the Mayavad philosophy to them. So that's why he says that's why they are doing this false argument that how we can believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Krishna, incarnation of Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said we cannot believe that. And that's why they were doing all the word jugglery, and they're putting different philosophical points and different arguments, So he's saying that it's not their fault. It is fault that they received the knowledge like that from Mayavad philosophy. And that's why they are saying like this. Otherwise, there is no need to say like that. They should understand that what is the fact of the Shastras, what is the essence of Shastras, and what the Shastra is saying, what is the true meaning of that. People are not understanding. What's the next verse, please? Next verse is Sanskrit. One word, yes. Yachatrayo vadantam vadinam ve vivada samvada bhuva bhavanti kuryanti tesham mahuratma moham tasmai namo nant gunaya bhumne. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is full of unlimited qualities and whose different potencies bring about arguments and agreement and disagreement between disputants. Thus, the illusory energy again and again covers the self-realization of both disputants. So this verse is quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam 6.4.31. So here he said that I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is full of unlimited qualities. So Lord is full of unlimited qualities. Nobody can count how many qualities Lord has, and he has different potencies also. And because of those unlimited potencies, there is so much agreement and disagreement between the disputants, because this comes from if people don't take shelter of Krishna, then they are under the protection of Maya Devi, which is the illusory energy of Krishna, and which covers their self-realization. And that way, there is so much one argument after other argument, one after one after other, the arguments keep going. So that is the main reason we don't take shelter of Krishna. That's why we are under the illusory energy of Lord, and that's why this thing happens to us. Verse number 109. That's also in Sanskrit. Yuktam santi sarvatra bhasante brahmana yatha maya madiyam udgraha vadantam kimnu durgatam. In almost all cases, whatever learned Brahmins speak becomes accepted. Nothing is impossible for one who takes shelter of my energy and speaks under her influence. So what happens in this Kali Yuga? People are so many people, general population is under the illusionary energy of the Lord, Maya Devi. And that's why when they hear from learned Brahmana, which has speculative knowledge they give, so then under the influence of Maya, they accept it. Like so many Brahmanas, the false gurus are everywhere, and we can see that people comes under the illusion of their teachings, and they accept them, that he is saying the truth. So in this verse, in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:22-4, the Supreme Personality of Godhead explains that his illusory energy can perform the impossible, such as the power of illusionary energy. So illusionary energy all the time pulls our leg, and she gives so many allurements, and that's why people get into the illusionary energy of the Lord. In many cases, philosophical speculators have covered the real truth and have boldly set forth false theories. In ancient times, philosophers like Kapila, Gautama, Jaimini, Kannada, and similar Brahmins propounds useless philosophical theories. And in modern days, so-called scientists are setting forth many false theories about the creation, backed up by seemingly logical arguments. This is all due to the influence of Supreme Personalities, Supreme Lord's illusory energy. The illusionary energy, therefore, sometimes appears correct because it is emerging from the Supreme correct. To avoid the very bewildered illusory energy influence, one must accept the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as they are. Only then one can escape the influence of illusory energy. So illusory energy, actually, that's also energy of Lord. But this energy affects the people who turn their face on other side, not towards the Lord, and doesn't take shelter of the Lord. For them, illusory energy, Maya Devi, is so strong, and then the illusory energy. There are so many, we have read so many philosophical. There are so many famous philosophers like Kapila and Gautam Jaimini, and that they have put forth different philosophies, but they are all false because it is all under the influence of the illusionary energy of the rod. So, and also Prabhupada is writing very important point. The scientists, putting different theories about the creation, like Big Bang theory, and that just by some mixing of the chemicals, this can be produced, that can be produced. The Prabhupada challenge them that you produce a small, even the ant, or a small fly, which can just fly in the air by any means, and nobody can actually produce because it needs a soul, and soul comes from Krishna because all souls are part and parcel of Krishna. So this all scientists actually putting forward the wrong theories, and the public, who are actually under the influence of illusory energy of the Lord, they actually believe those theories. And that's why we read so many scientific theories, which are not correct, but people believe them because most other people are under the illusory energy of the Lord. 110, please.
তবে ভট্টাচার্য কহে, যাহো গোসাইয়ের স্থানে, আমার নাম গণসহিত কর নিমন্ত্রণে।
After hearing this from Gopinath, Acharya Sarvam Bhattacharya said, first go to place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying and invite him here with his associates. Ask him on my account. So now Bhattacharya is saying that let us finish discussion about this subject matter, because he was not still understood, but this was the time, for Lord to take the lunch. So he said that you please bring Gopin. He was saying, Lord Acharya, you go on my behalf and invite Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So where he is staying, and invite him with his all associates to take the prasada. So now we can probably verse 111, 111 we will start next time. So we can have any discussion or like any comments, questions. We can discuss it now. Otherwise, we will end today's discussion, and we will continue next week, next Wednesday. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for listening. Anyone had any questions, comments? We can discuss it now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, I know there's two verses mentioned above, to let people, if people ask if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and for people who doesn't know about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so what the best verses to tell them? Is that the one Bhagavatam 7:9-38 and
Yeah. The Krishna Vadam Tasa Krishna. There's more, because Srimad Bhagavatam, everybody believes that, but there are 10 different shastras actually, and each shastra says they were written thousands, like Garuda Puran, Vishnu Shastrana, Narad Puran, Bhavishya Puran, Skanda Puran. Everywhere you can see Vayu Puran also. There are verses actually, and there are almost more than 25 verses which gives the proof that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that it was foresaid, before even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Personality of God, it will come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is so much proof given in the Shastra. So if you don't, we have to believe in Shastra. Otherwise, there is no sense of reading all these Shastras if we don't have full faith in them. So we should have full faith, and there is enough evidence that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord comes in all yugas actually is yuga avatars. It's not like he doesn't come in Kali Yuga, which Sarvam Bhattacharya was not interpreting properly, and that's why his confusion came like that. And Gopinath Acharya dealt very nicely with him and explained, why we should consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the incarnation, as the Lord himself, and he comes in Kali Yuga also. We cannot say that he doesn't come in the Kali Yuga. And later part of the Kali Yuga, at the end of Kali Yuga, he will come in Kalki Avatar. So Lord comes in all the yugas. It's not, he doesn't come in Kali Yuga. Thank you, Mataji. Anybody else has any comments or question? So we will end here then. Nobody has any comments. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Sapoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.